And we're live. I am Chris, the host of Crash Canon. If you don't know who I am, you probably at least know who Kyle is. So I'm going to let Kyle give a spiel about who he is.
Yeah. So howdy, I'm Kyle. I live in Steubenville. I have lots of children, and I'm here to talk about the Catholic Creator Conference. And if you stick around to the end, you might even get a special little treat that I didn't even talk to Chris about. So we'll talk about that later.
Oh boy. Kyle's got treats for me, huh? I feel like I'm on an episode of
Paw
Patrol.
Not for you, for the audience.
Oh,
for the
okay.
audience.
All right. Well, at the end of every episode of Paw Patrol, if you got little kids, they always get like snacks and stuff at the end. So
yeah,
there you go. All right. On that note, I just want to start off with saying I really appreciate you coming on again. I know you were like my first guest. So for this particular podcast, anyways, the format that it is now is kind of evolved. But we're going to start off with how do you think the Catholic Creators Conference went this past year?
I think that we did a really good job. We achieved all of our goals, and that there was also a ton of room for improvement. So, we had the success stories of people meeting. Watching Joe Heschmeyer and Christian Wagner interact was quite the treat. I think the charity stream that we did was a roaring success, and I can't wait to do one again. And then we're going to be building bigger and better and having more speakers talking about different skills to build. So that way we can kind of build Catholic creators up to take back the culture for Christ the King.
100%. That was a great intro for this. The other thing I wanted to ask you about real quick, since you and I discussed this offline, but I didn't actually mention it to you before we started. Why don't you plug Clairvaux real quick?
Oh, yeah. So Clairvaux, if you are in the coding career field or you would like to be in, I would recommend that you check out the Catholic Coders Guild. Started by this organization called Clairvaux. We've been working with them. It's run by a great guy. And basically, they're just looking to put good Catholics in, place them in jobs with other Catholic organizations. So if you're interested in getting started in coding or continuing to develop that, check out the Catholic Coders Guild. I don't know if there's a website or
I'm going to try and grab the Discord link and drop it in the pinned comment. So anybody who's interested, just check this video out later, and I should have a pinned comment to join.
Yeah,
if I figure that all out. I'm not as tech savvy as I used to be, but I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I used to actually be quite into the coding thing, but I really haven't done anything coding wise with my job in years at this point. So
yeah, I will say this: that I can't say much, but there's some really cool stuff coming down the pipes for the Catholic Coders Guild. So definitely check it out.
We have somebody, Hamar 47, saying they let me in there for some reason. And
Wesley, you're a better coder than I am.
I wasn't gonna say the individual's name since I don't know if they want that on the podcast. But since you did,
here we do doxing. But anyway, yeah.
Shout out to Wesley. Anyway, oh my goodness, I thought the Catholic Creators Conference was awesome. It's the first time I went. I didn't go to the first one, obviously. Mm-hmm. I wasn't actually. In fact, technically, I didn't meet your cutoff to go to this past one either. But
well, how long were you doing the Krillcast?
I guess if you count the Krillcast, but I wasn't like out as a Catholic content creator at that point yet.
That's fine. Neither was Sam.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, Krillcast was an interesting thing I did for a while, and I got invited to a few like Halo conferences, but long story short, I didn't go to those. I did go to the Catholic Creators Conference.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, well, actually, that's a really good thing that you just kind of touched on right there, is that we're not just looking for faith-based creators, people who talk about the church. It's kind of like the church criticizing the church is sometimes helpful, but that's not all we're ever going to do, because if you're just a Catholic creator that completely operates on inside baseball, if the only thing you're ever talking about is like intra-church drama, well, you're never going to reach the outside world with that. You're never going to bring more souls into the church. So we need to have a coming out party for you then.
I said coming out as a Catholic content creator.
Oh,
there's a joke. Yeah.
Oh, well, speaking of doxing, Danny's in Boston. So like I don't know if you guys know, but coming out means a completely different thing in Boston than it does in the rest of the world. Oh
boy.
But no, like we're looking for more than just explicitly faith-based creators. We need to have more Shane Smiths. We need to have more James Donald Forbes McCanns, more bearded Blevins. So that's these guys who have very wide appeal to the outside, who can kind of point to the inside. Guys that can go out there and be role models and say, like, you know what, that guy's Catholic. I want to be Catholic too because I want what he has. And, John Blevins has talked about his stuff, and he's had quite a bit of success in that realm, and he plays a dumb video game for a living.
Yeah. So. I briefly spent time in the played video games for a living space. It's very difficult to keep that money flowing fast enough. So like the fact that you're able to do it, like, for example, like bearded Blevins, like John Blevins does,
right?
That says a lot about your talent as a entertainer and creator. And you can learn a lot from people like that at the Catholic Creators Conference.
Yeah, we need more people doing rebuttals of Mike Gendron videos.
You know what? That will never happen on this channel. I can guarantee you right now, Crash Canon will never be a channel that rebuts Mike Gendron. Although he does. I've rebutted him in IRL to my friends who have tried sending me his videos. But
listen, like if somebody takes Mike Gendron seriously, then just bless their sweet little hearts. Anyway.
That's funny you said it that way, because I watched, and you'll have to correct me if this is not true, but I watched a movie called Vengeance. And you know what this movie is? Have you heard of it?
No.
It's by the guy that plays Ryan on The Office.
Oh, BJ Novak?
Yeah, BJ Novak. That's right. Anyways, he plays like a movie author, writer thing guy.
Okay.
And they send him to go investigate this murder case. And in the process of it, he's in the South, like the deep South, talking to people. And somebody says, "Bless your heart." And he goes, "I know what that really means." It means like F off, bro. Like get out of here, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Well, Kyle? So it's more like you just said something bad about somebody, so that you now need to say bless their hearts. For that, it's kind of like, oh, that little girl looks just like her daddy, bless her heart, something like that. But like it could also just be, well, bless your heart would be kind of like, what you just said is really stupid, and I don't actually think that you're capable of more. So bless your heart. So whenever a nice Southern old lady says bless your heart to you, it's highly context dependent. It could be, I think you're the dumbest creature on two legs. It could also mean literally just bless your heart.
Okay, fair enough. So it could range anywhere from that guy saying you've now made everybody in the room dumber to literally just, I have nothing else to say other than, bless your heart.
Yeah. They could also be what the old lady at the Salvation Army ringing the bell says whenever you just dump like $20 worth of quarters into the bucket.
So it's an expression. I just watched Escanaba into Moonlight. You ever seen this movie?
I don't really watch that many movies. I
don't either, but this happens to be a time where I've watched 2 in the last 2 months. So that's a lot. Anyway, Escanaba into Moonlight is like a what the heck is that guy's name? Jeff Foxworthy? I don't know. One of those like rednecky guys.
Okay.
Anyways, it's a Yooper movie. So like it's very Michigan, and I'm a Michigan guy. But one of the things they say a lot in the movie is holy wah. That doesn't actually mean anything. It's like a phrase of Yoopers.
Okay.
And it just reminded me of like the bless your heart, like holy wow. Like it's like they say it like as an expression of shock, and it doesn't mean anything.
Like sacre bleu or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I was shocked. I was like, what the heck does that even mean? It means nothing. It literally means nothing.
Yeah. Sacre bleu, it means holy blue. It's basically the oh my gosh of French. So
that's funny. Yeah. All right. So here's a question for you, Kyle.
Okay.
I've heard some accusations that there are no manly men at the conference.
There are no manly men at the conference. Well, if you are looking to talk to manly men, to flirt with manly men, I would suggest maybe go somewhere else.
What about come on, you could plug one of your speakers right now. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, I mean, last year,
No. We're talking about this year.
This isn't like a grinder meetup. So, like, sorry, if that's what you're looking for, go somewhere else.
Oh my goodness.
But no, this year, no, we have 2 manly men coming. Well, I guess one, Keith Nestor was there last year, but no, we are going to have 2 men speaking, Mike Pantile and Keith Nestor, and they're going to be talking about authentic masculinity. And the reason why we thought to bring them in is all of our speakers are kind of like, okay, what do these guys have that's kind of missing in this space that like everybody, or there's at least a large chunk of people that could really use this. We've kind of seen like the Andrew Tates and the red pill movement and all such other nonsense who's just like, oh, we're manly. We go to bed with lots of women, which is spiritually homosexual.
It's also not manly.
Yeah. So like, it's not manly at all. So we decided, you know what, we're going to get, yes. Danny, if you want me to invite you as a speaker, I recommend that you get good. But anyway, so guys, I'm having a great time.
Hey, listen, if you guys want, I did interview Danny like 3 weeks ago. Check that out.
Okay, Danny's actually one of my favorite guys. He's
cool.
got some big things coming down the pipe. So go subscribe to his channel. But yeah, no, we've got these guys coming to talk about authentic masculinity and how we can do that. Because regardless of your opinions on Andrew Tate and the red pill, manly men don't talk to women, that is correct. In fact, you know what? Real men speak Latin to God, steal to their enemies, and they don't talk to women. But anyway,
I'm feeling the inner Anthony Abate coming out of you right now.
Oh, dude. So everybody like kind of pegs me for like this, like straight lace, not edgy, whatever. And it's just like, no, you guys don't understand. Like, I just am smart enough to not talk like this in public. This is a late night show. I feel comfortable like cutting loose a little bit, but phrasing, Kyle.
What did he say that was bad phrasing? Like, I'm getting the Archer vibes, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that. Okay.
Phrasing. Right. Oh, whoops. I just accidentally clicked that one. Oh, no.
Do you guys think Nick Fuentes replaces Andrew Tate in a way? No.
No, he doesn't, because Tate represents an entirely different space of media.
Yeah. No, replaced. No, because the Fuentes followers are not chasing women. And the Tate followers just desperately want female attention. So it's a different priorities. Now, can like these audiences switch sides occasionally? Yeah, sure, but I don't see that happening en masse.
Well, I mean, think about it, right? Fuentes kind of swears off women, and Tate's all about them. So,
which is both like those are 2 sides of the same problem, which is a distorted view of like male and female relationships, but we don't have to get into that right now. Also, like, I don't think that that's like Nick's actual view, but that's like the caricature.
I also don't think that Nick is in a place where he feels comfortable having a significant other, which is a totally other aspect of what he's doing. Like, imagine you had somebody come into your door with a gun and you have to deal with what Fuentes is dealing with. You wouldn't necessarily want to have a wife and kids behind that door with you. If that's happening to you.
That could be it. You know, I've never met the man, so I can't really tell you like what his internal.
I'm just saying there's like whole other aspects to being as big as he is that none of us are dealing with right now.
Sure. But yeah, but anyway, so we're bringing Mike Pantile, Keith Nestor to come talk kind of like some real man stuff. And then Mike is also going to be running like prison yard workouts in the mornings. before the conference gets going. So like, if you guys want to like show up and be like real manly men, go do push-ups out on the quad with Mike Pantile.
Or you could be like, it was Andrew at the conference last year. He was doing some really crazy thing where he had to be outside working out for a certain number of hours a day.
Oh yeah,
Council of Andrews or whatever.
Andrew Patz, the chancellor of the Council of Andrews.
That's right. Yeah.
So if your name is Andrew or some derivative of the Greek name Andreas, you can join the Council of Andrews. That's a very interesting crew, to say the least.
I had no idea it existed, and he's just wearing the shirt Council of Andrews. I thought it was some kind of a joke. Looked it up. It's like thousands of people, and they've like sponsored scholarships. They've done GoFundMe's. It's crazy,
dude. So what's crazy is the way that I met him is he and I worked together in my first job outside of the Air Force. Yeah. So we worked for DISA, which is basically the military's internet service provider. And we worked in a network operations center together for a few months before, like, I mean, if everybody who's worked at DISA will tell you that people don't stay very long, and they, quit, come back, and it's a whole thing. But yeah, that's how we met. And then later on, he got interested in Catholicism, and it was crazy because we were friends on Facebook, and he starts commenting on like my interview with Keith Nestor. And my only thought was like, bro, what are you doing watching Keith's videos? You, of all people, what are you doing? And then he told me how he's like becoming Catholic. And it's like, whoa.
I should get him on this podcast sometime.
Dude, he is a blast. He's kind of awkward. He's kind of nerdy, but he is genuinely funny. For those of you who are like super active on Facebook in like 2018, might remember the meme page of Liberty Memes C137. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember seeing that at all, Chris?
I think I did see that. Yeah,
that was his page.
Really?
Yes.
That's wild.
Yeah. So like he's been around the internet for a while, and he's done some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can't compete with that, but I've had a decent chunk of different things I've done on the internet. So I'd love to get him on and talk to him at some point. So Andrew, if you are watching, or if you're not watching, that's fine too. But if you are watching, I'm happy to get you on here and interview you about the Council of Andrews. That'd be an interesting conversation, I imagine. I do have a selfie with him on my Instagram page if you want to go check that out. If any of you follow me on there.
Yeah, nice.
It was that was the one where it was me, him, Franco, Sarah Stock, and Evan. It's a very strange combination of people.
That's what's one thing that's really cool about the Catholic Creator Conference, though, is that it's like this massive collision of worlds. Yeah. Like, at what other event would all of these people show up? It's insane. So,
I mean, you have religious hippie and Christian Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
You have Keith Nestor and Mike Pantile. You got Canadian and American. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although they're buddies, so.
We're having a kind of a weird like Canadian infestation at the conference this year. So Americans, please show up. Do not let the Canadians beat us. We've beat them in everything that's somewhat meaningful for the past 3 decades. We cannot allow them to start winning this.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I am curious. Maybe, and I don't remember if you told this story or not. You did on the last one, but it's fun to tell anyways. How did Catholic Answers get involved with the Creators Conference? Because they seem to have a really cool showing with the last conference, the one I was at anyway.
Yeah, so they were our presenting sponsors. They were our biggest sponsors, and we'll probably they signed on to be sponsors again. They're not our presenting sponsor this year, but the way that they got involved was, we had very humble beginnings. We didn't expect it to be as big as it was. And after Matt Frad shared that this was happening, next thing you know, Edgar Lujano of Catholic Answers is on the phone with me saying like, hey, we want to get involved, because we think that in 5 years, this thing's going to be very big, and we want to be able to say that we were there from the very beginning. And they have been, and that, for 3 years in a row, like they've been sponsored. So I'd kind of had a pre-existing relationship with them because I was working for Trent Horn part-time as like his digital assistant.
I didn't even know that about you, actually.
Oh, yeah. No, so if you were ever commenting on the Council of Trent videos and you ever got a response from a Dash Kyle, yeah, that was me responding to you.
Well, the more you know, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's been a long day. My apologies. But the second thing I want to talk about was if people are just like brand new creators with a few videos, obviously not like brand new, like, oh, I posted my video yesterday, I'm coming to the conference. No, if you guys are relatively new creators, I think there is just an exponential amount of value going to a conference like this, because if you knew, if let me rephrase that. If I knew what I knew before the or after the conference, before the conference, my content might have looked a little different.
Yeah.
And it definitely can influence you in a way that could put you on a trajectory for serious success. Like, I mean, for example, you get to meet people like Evan Raugus. He's very, very data oriented. He knows how to work it and make the algorithm work for him.
Yeah.
He has tamed the beast of the algorithm and made it work for him very well.
Well, and what's crazy is like he does a lot of like YouTube strategy consulting,
right?
And you can almost tell which channels have consulted with him, because I hope he doesn't mind me calling this out. Lungs of Faith is a great example. I don't know if you've seen what like Lungs of Faith has been doing recently, dude. That guy has been posting banger after banger. The last 2 videos that he's posted have gotten over 100,000 views.
That's awesome.
And because Evan consulted with him. And so like, here's a, we did announce it. So Evan is going to be Lungs of Faith, Lungs, not loaves. Evan's going to be leading a YouTube strategy workshop. More or less, Squitchard. I can't even like pronounce your name. Whatever, Squitchard. But his real name is Richard. So, but
anyway. We're just doxing everybody today.
Yeah, anyway. Richard Rich. No, that's not his real last name. But the he said oh goodness, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Evan is going to be Lungs of Faith. Done a lot of really good stuff. Evan's going to be leading a YouTube strategy workshop. So if you want to learn how to make videos that have like serious impact and wide reach, that's come on down. Like that alone, Evan's workshop alone would be worth the price of admission. And we are going to be having other sessions from Dino Antonuccio, otherwise known as The Art of Purpose on X. Franco Fernandez is going to be leading a workshop on Instagram, and
that dude never shuts work off. He knows how to make Instagram work for him.
Because he stayed at my house and then he stayed at my Airbnb in Rome.
Yeah.
And he was constantly editing the whole time. So
he's a workaholic. I mean, he works hard.
Yeah.
Franco does.
Yeah. So like if you want to learn how to, game Instagram, or like not necessarily game it, but like do well on it, because if our goal truly is to convert every seat, my Airbnb. Okay, well, like Uncatechized Catholic has also experienced the hospitality of Casa de Whittington. So
I mean, I did too. You can,
I
was there.
It was basically the refugee camp. It was kind of awkward because we didn't give any thought. Like when we were just saying, yeah, you could stay here. We didn't give any thought to male, female, like stuff. And thankfully it worked out and it was okay. But we effectively said that, like, because Sarah Stock was staying with us, Amber and her husband, and Cameron Riker and his wife. So, but like, thankfully they were like really close with each other. They really were very familiar with them. So we got to do the awkward thing of like 2 married couples stayed in the bunk beds, which we have queen bunk beds. So yeah. Veritas, are you in a chat with only mods? Probably, because almost everybody's a mod here.
Yeah, except for Veritas.
Except for Veritas and Hamar. But
well, clearly Veritas and Hamar were not there when I started this channel, because I modded everybody in the original chat.
Yeah.
So if you have a wrench, either I know you well or you were in that first YouTube chat. one or the other.
Squidward is a mod on every channel. He's like the male Haley.
Yeah, actually, that's what's funny is he only shows up when Kyle or Drew are on, though. So there's that.
Yeah. So,
all right, I will say this. That was really cool. But what are your plans going forward with the Casa de Whittington for the conference?
You people are not staying at my house again. We have so one of the reasons why we did that is just kind of out of necessity of like, hey, we understand that like the hotel was kind of expensive, especially if you didn't get in on the block, which I found out most of you didn't. Because whenever I asked them, hey, I want to reserve the whole hotel, they were like, wait a minute, why? You reserved 40 rooms and only 8 people took us up on it. And I was like, excuse me? So what that tells me is that most people who stayed in the hotel paid full price.
That sucks.
Are we going to have a pre-conference hangout? Probably. We'll probably do something like that. So if you come in a night early, there'll probably be something. I don't know if it's going to be at my house again because that was kind of crazy. And I'll probably have my kids in town, so I don't want just random strangers showing up to my house. The conference is also going to be way bigger. So yeah.
What was the max number? Like 300 this time?
Yeah, so we're gonna the max number that we're gonna have is 300. Last year, the max number was 80, and I think we got like right to that, maybe even a little over. But yeah, we're gonna have like 300. So and we do expect to sell out again. So the but now since we moved the conference to Franciscan University, so effectively right across the street. And Franciscan is also generous enough to have opened up some of the student housing. So if you're familiar with Franciscan campus, we're going to have St. Thomas More Hall. We're going to have like a men's floor, women's floor, and like a married floor. So, and that's going to be cheaper than the hotel. Although like, the dorms showers are going to be dorm showers, not, floor showers. It's going to be, you don't get your own. You just kind of have sectioned off, public bathroom style gym stuff. Anyway, so
the last time I used a dorm shower, I'm gonna where my brother went to one of the Western Michigan campuses. I'm not gonna say which one, but one of the ones on the west side of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a rule. I'm sure this rule is not something that Franciscan follows, but you had to take a beer in the shower with you.
Oh, nice.
It's really interesting.
Not a Franciscan rule, no.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the last time I showered at a dorm room. Was I had to go take a beer with me. They're like, if you don't take a beer with you, it doesn't count. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Last time I had a dorm shower was Afghanistan.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh man, that's a place to have a dorm shower.
Would there be anywhere to store our food? In the hotel, yes. In the dorms, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question.
I would have to find that one out. I don't know. But we are going to be providing lunches. So people will be on their own for dinner, but we will be providing lunches at the conference.
Nice. Yeah, actually, you guys had it well catered. I will say, I'm surprised that.
Oh, I'm glad it appeared so.
Well, when I say that, what I mean is there was plenty of food for the people that were eating.
Right. Yeah. No, we it was just Jimmy John's. We ordered pizza twice. Lunchables. You know what? If you've ever been to Seek, that's basically what they do, and like that's the kind of bar that we're trying to clear. We're trying to do better than Seek. So our tickets are less than it costs to go to Seek, or possibly, well, okay, if you miss the early bird, it's the same price to go to Seek because Seek's tickets are $675, and that's what our full price tickets are. But right now they're $500. They'll be that way until after Christmas. And then you can, So do you ever figure out how much the dorms are? Yes.
Are you going to expand on that?
Oh, I don't remember, but yes, we did figure it out, but I just don't remember it off the top of my head.
When will the dorm pricing come out then?
It's on the website.
Oh, so it is? Okay.
Yeah. So if you go to check out, there's an option to like add dorm stays and airport shuttles. So, we are going to have an airport shuttle, and, as Desiree learned in our first year that we didn't think about, you can get an Uber into Steubenville. You cannot get an Uber out of
Ooh,
Steubenville.
that's not good.
So yeah, that was a rough time for Desiree that first year. So, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna have airport shuttles this time too.
Well, that'll be good. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep in my expedition. No, I'm just kidding.
You do whatever you want to do. You want to sleep in your truck? That is on you.
Yeah, that was a joke, obviously. Anyways, wouldn't be no, I'm not gonna say that. It wouldn't be the first time. Would be a horrible thing to say on the stream when it's not even true. I know some people though that when they go places they sleep in their cars, and I was like, well, you saved a bunch of money, but you had the worst night of sleep of your life.
Yeah, I would never do that. But yeah.
All right. Rolling forward, next question for you. Are we sticking to the 3.5, 4 days like you did last year?
Yeah, so it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a Thursday through Sunday. So, and it's going to be all in one location this time. So, last year we kind of split from downtown Steubenville to the St. Paul Center. Just kind of, we kind of wanted more of a party environment. And this year it's going to be all on the Franciscan campus. So, there's not going to be a need to find rides and all that kind of stuff, because all of the official lodging that we have is within walking distance. So Franciscan is on top of a hill. So, if you're looking to get some cardio in, or, if you're, none of us should be getting drunk ever. So, but you definitely don't want to have a few too many drinks and then have to stumble all the way down the hill to the hotel. But yeah.
Is this the same hill that I heard a story from a certain day of the week fell down the hill?
No.
Okay. Different hill.
Different
got
one.
it. All right.
Yeah.
Understood. Glad you got the reference.
No, Thursday crashed on the railroad tracks near downtown.
Oh, I wasn't talking about his crash. He talks about wiping out on a longboard in front of a certain
a nun.
Yes, nun. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't in front of it. He was just recounting the story. I don't know where that happened.
Okay, so it wasn't
that was before I lived here.
Got it. It's a long time ago. I'll be running Catholic Uber. I mean, I myself included, I was driving people back and forth quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to mitigate that a little bit. Although if you're there as a volunteer, we are gonna require you to have a vehicle.
That makes sense.
So
okay.
Hey, if you want to come, but you're not sure how you're gonna afford it, let us know. We might have volunteer opportunities for you.
Good to know. Where are people going to apply for that?
Just go ahead and apply normally for the conference and just annotate on your application that you are open to being a volunteer, and we'll make note of that. And whenever the time comes to build the team, we'll keep those names in mind.
That makes sense. Cool. We'll definitely do that if you want to be part of the team, the Catholic Creator Conference team. Maybe Drew and Kyle will have less walking around and more conversing time.
Yeah, so that's another thing we're wanting to do is have an actual team to kind of handle the day-to-day stuff, and then give Drew and I more time to actually talk to people. Instead of just, I had so many people come up to me, because we were in the thick of it, it's oh, what can I do to help? And I'm just sitting there I don't even know what you can do to help. I need to do all this. So,
yeah, I think one of the few pictures you guys have is the one I took of you two in the chairs.
Yeah, and we're both just exhausted and just be do we really have to smile for this photo? I don't want to smile for this photo. Yeah, we're having a great time. Go away. Kind of is what our faces were saying. But no, it was a really good time. And, it's definitely one of those things that for our perspectives, we don't really get to enjoy it until we can step back and look at how it's going. And then it's all right, back to the grind. So yeah.
Speaking of grind, oh no, I didn't give you coffee. I gave Drew coffee. How was the whiskey I got you?
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
It was a local brand. I'd never heard of it before, so I wasn't sure.
It's no longer with us. It is it has been passed on to its next
natural habitat.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, here's a good question. When is there going to be another live stream / troll Thursday show?
We are going to do another charity stream. Yes. So, we're still looking for a presenting sponsor. So if anybody wants to be our presenting sponsor. What we'll probably do is we will have the charity stream on the presenting sponsors channel, whoever that is, and they'll get to choose the cause and everything, and then we'll provide the talent to do kind of the talk show. We'll get a list of volunteers to show up, to like get their audiences to show up and do this, and we'll see what it turns into. We will get to do that. Oh boy, I get to make bros speak Latin on stream again. No, so the funniest thing to do, and I did this to Adrian Sips with Sarah on his stream. Just go and try and get a streamer to say this phrase. I'm going to post it in the chat here. Just try to get them to say that. Go ahead and put that up on the screen.
Oh no. Yeah, that's going to be different.
And so I was basically like, hey, Adrian, what are your thoughts on the parable of the sixth sick sheep's sick? Or something like that. And he tried to do it, and it did not work. And then he was like, okay, I see what you're doing. But yeah, so if you ever want to mess with a streamer, try to get him to say that phrase. It's almost like saying that all of you are now aware of the fact that you cannot say Irish wristwatch.
Yeah, honestly, the stream was probably one of the coolest things. Sitting in the background, like behind the scenes of that was super interesting, because people are coming in and out, in and out, in and out. Thursday's like dying in the chair.
At one point, I thought there was going to be a fist fight. It was great.
The number of, I will say this, the most surprising thing was the number of donators with the tagline of Groiper in the chat. It was shocking how many of them there were.
You know what? For all the criticisms that you may have of the Groipers, I'm very grateful that they showed up. They literally put their money where their mouth is. And God bless Thursday, who because immediately after the stream, GoFundMe took the fundraiser down because somebody probably reported it. Because one thing that GoFundMe is not interested in doing is funding conflicts.
Yeah.
So they were like, hey, and there was a joke about what that money was going to be used for by a certain face tattooed comedian very early on in the stream. And so that's why we had to take the stream. It's like, oh, I'd love to go back and watch it. It's like that stream will never see the light of day ever again because we had to take it down. Which there's your inside baseball knowledge of what happened there. It's just like, yeah, things were said on that stream. We can't let it come back. So, but
the money did make it to the cause that it was.
It did. So Thursday had to work with the parish and with the Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem. He found some broker that the Latin Patriarchate always worked with in Germany. GoFundMe was like, okay, we can send money to them. That would be fine. And it took him a few months to get it. And a few months afterwards, he finally did it. And the money got to the parish.
That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome that it took that long, but it's awesome that the money made it there. You know what's funny is he just visited the Archdiocese of Detroit, and I had no idea he was coming.
Oh, Father Romanelli or...
No. The actual Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem.
Oh, Cardinal Pizzaballa.
He was there. Yeah, Pizzaballa was literally in Detroit about last weekend, I think.
That's awesome.
And I wish they would have said more about it, because I would have considered going up there to meet the guy. He's super
That's awesome.
Cool. But yeah, he was there, and they were promoting the same cause you guys were. Trying to get money to the Christians in Gaza, which is, I think it's extremely noble and honorable to try and do.
Yeah, everybody's pretty much on the same page of we don't want innocent people to die. Nobody is hoping for that.
Exactly.
Left, right, normie, Groiper, whatever. Nobody wants innocent people to die.
Exactly.
And if you do, then quite frankly, I want nothing to do with you.
If you do, you're probably not actually Catholic.
Yeah, and if you are Catholic, you need to do some serious soul searching and repent.
Yeah,
but anyway,
that is accurate.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously headlining at the conference is going to be Piers Morgan, right? No.
Yeah, okay. No, so headlining right now we have Katie McGrady, who's going to be our keynote speaker. We've got a few other keynotes kind of in the works, but Katie McGrady is somebody that I met for the first time in Rome, which was really cool because like the first time I met her, she was like, "Hi, Kyle," and I was just like, "She knows who I am."
That's awesome. Actually.
But she, I got to hang out a lot with her, and it was very interesting to see how she interacted with the institutional church. And, you know, she's like CNN's Vatican correspondent or Vatican analyst or whatever. She's in everything under the sun. You know, she knows everybody and she knows the bishops and she works very closely with the bishops. Most notably, she led a panel discussion with Pope Leo at NCYC.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that...
Dude, that was the coolest thing that was happening in the country that month.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
So it's just like, okay, well, most Catholic creators have never even spoken to their bishop before. That's a gap that we really need to bridge as best as we can. So, like, what are the bishops going to do? Well, we don't have any control over what the bishops do, but we do have control over what we can do. And Katie's going to kind of fill us in on like, hey, here's what you need to be doing so that that you can serve the institutional church, even like, you know, serve the church with your content, not being so like hostile to the leaders of the church. You know, regardless of your thoughts on your bishop, he's still you know, one of the successors of the apostles. And
listen, Kyle, I would interview my bishop every day of the week if he would be willing to. I'm not joking. I would happily sit down with my bishop and any of the auxiliary bishops, including a certain one that came from your area. And I would happily have a discussion with any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's...
Will that happen? It's more on them than me. I've sent invites.
Yeah. Well, so, you know, maybe some... and I don't know what Katie's going to talk about. That's why I asked her to bring, because to come, because like she's a wealth of knowledge that I just don't have. But like, hey, if you want to get your bishop's attention, here's how you do it. You know, like this is kind of what they're looking for, because I've learned how like a lot of priests operate. If you want to do something cool in your parish, basically you just got to run through the checklist. Is this going to cost, like if it's like, hey, hey, Father, can I do this? He's going to go, is this going to cost money? No, it's not going to cost money. Okay, excellent. Is this going to cause me more work? No. Excellent. Okay. Is this going to put me in front of a news camera? No. Cool. Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, I'm working on, speaking of that, there are really cool ways to host trivia nights at your local parishes. Love to explain that to some people, how cheaply and affordably you can do that with your like other people you like in your own parish. That's a cool way to get like younger couples that are this like remotely close to your age hanging out with you doing a trivia night.
Yeah. So like if you want to build parish community, I like the Baptists have this much right. You got to feed people. The free food draws people.
Food, babysitting, and some activity adults like.
Or like even just like the have food and just have something for the kids, you know? Like if your church...
I'm sorry, I meant like babysitting, something that the kids can do is what I mean.
Oh yeah. Have something.
I don't necessarily mean actual paid babysitter.
Yeah. Like if your church has a playground, like just let the kids go. It's great, especially like whenever it's warm out.
Yeah.
Just let them run. It's great. That's how community gets formed. So if you're the community builder, free food, even better if you can throw free alcohol in there.
It's got to be a place where you can have it, though. Just a reminder, you know, don't be telling
hall.
Guys to bring the flasks in their suit jackets or any of that super smart ideas like that.
Whiskey clubs are fun to build men community.
Find a cigar bar local and take over with Catholics.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's how you build the community, though. Is just like do something fun together. You know, adoration is great, but that's not a community building exercise.
Right.
So yeah.
And the main thing is like be friendly with your fellow parishioners. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you can be solemn as you want at mass and be as reverent and all that other good stuff, but make sure outside of mass you are actually talking to people in a sociable and personable manner.
Yeah, the peace be with you at mass doesn't mean anything if you try to run them over in the parking lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
on that note, there will be mass held during the conference too, right?
yes, there will be mass every single day. So we'll have an opening mass. We'll have masses on Friday and Saturday, and then obviously we'll have mass on Sunday. And Father Dave Pavanka, the president of Franciscan University, has let us know that he'll be celebrating the closing mass. So it's really cool to like actually get an opportunity to like get him. We recently
awesome.
we recently filmed some content with him. We got like 10 minutes with him between like his last appointment and on his way to mass, and it was kind of cool because like we technically had him for 30 minutes, but it was going to take right up until the noon mass, and he was like pretty flustered but again he got pretty excited whenever he found out. I was like, oh yeah, we have you scheduled for 30, but we really only need you for like 10. And he got like visibly excited, and he was like, you mean I actually get to prepare for mass? And it was like, okay, if you were going to go meet anybody else, I might be upset and feel a little like miffed, but like you're about to go like meet with our Lord and go bring him to the students here. So yeah, no, we're pretty far from that in terms of importance. So especially for our like just filming content and stuff. So yeah, no, I was happy to give him a little break in his schedule. But anyway, Father Dave's going to be there. He's going to be celebrating the closing mass. It's going to be great.
You know, I will say like the one probably industry that I don't currently see represented at the Catholic Creators Conference that it'd be really neat if you guys can make some inroads with them is Catholic actors.
Do you know any?
Yeah, I do actually, but I don't know if he would be interested in coming to the conference.
Oh, who do you know? Come on, name drop him.
Bug Hall.
Oh, he probably wouldn't be interested.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know one.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
he's a super cool dude. He's not technically trying to break into Catholic content creation, nor is he trying to be like big in Catholic content creation. So,
well,
Catholic...
like even then, like we're not necessarily even focused on Catholic content, but
right. I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know, I watched that series that he was an executive producer on, that A Tale Dark and Grim on Netflix. It's really good.
Yeah.
But like that's like Novo Media. That's like David Henry's involved with that as well. We've been kind of talking with his people, but the problem is with like trying to get like these Catholic actors here is they generally don't want to show up to anything for free.
That's true.
So like they generally want to be paid. If like it's like you want me to come out to LA to Steubenville for you, you know, it's like it's a tough sell. And you know, the conference is supposed to like, you know, pay our salaries so that we can provide for our families.
That wasn't like I just think that if for some reason there are Catholic actors out there that would consider coming, they should.
Well, I mean, I'd love to, because like we do need to kind of take over the movie game, because you know, straight up Hollywood used to like run things by the bishops before they would publish a movie, you know, because that's how much
bishops would tell their parishioners not to go to movies if they thought they were,
and that would kill them at the box office.
Yeah.
So like I would like to see that level of influence come back. So, you know, Mel Gibson, whatever your thoughts on him and his sedevacantism, which
sedeprivationism.
Okay, whatever. That's a distinction that only they care about. Still schism, but anyway,
to a degree, it's a lesser degree of schism, but still schism.
Yeah. So, but but he is doing good movies, you know. So it's just like, yeah, we're gonna differ on ecclesiology, but he's still doing some good work out there, and I would like to see more of that. I'd like to see more Catholics get in there telling good stories. You know, we can't trust Angel Studios. and I'll just say that publicly. Somebody recently is like, "Why don't you see if they're sponsors?" Like, I'm not taking Mormon money. They recently.
I mean, there's a reason they parted ways with the group producing The Chosen. There's something going on behind the scenes with that.
We can talk about that off camera, but but like, this new Animal Farm movie that just had a trailer release about it. It's Animal Farm, and it's all about the dangers of capitalism, which is the exact opposite message of George Orwell.
Yeah, the wasn't it communism?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for him to go like, well, all animals are created equal, but some are more equal than others. It's like, it was a criticism. It was like a scorching criticism of communism. And yeah, so for and even seeing that like Angel Studios is behind this.
Allegedly, I read some comments. Funny you mentioned this, where they were saying no, it is going to be an anti-communism movie, and so I'm curious to see how they're going to swing it, because that commercial didn't do it for me.
Yeah, we'll see what they do.
I will say the best thing coming out of Angel Studios right now is the Wing Feather Saga.
The Wing Feather Saga. I don't know anything about this.
It's a kids show. It's based on a series of books by a guy named Andrew Peterson.
Okay.
It's 4 books long. I would kind of put him in the same realm, but not at the same level as like a C.S. Lewis, where he's not Catholic, but his ideas are
probably Mormon.
Christian. No. He's High Church Anglican.
Oh, okay, cool.
So he's basically Catholic minus the Pope.
Okay.
But his book was awesome. I mean, his book series was awesome. And Haley will back me up. She's read them too. And the TV series, the executive producers are working with the author. So the TV series is lining up with the books.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's funny. So the reason I was like, it was probably Mormon. It's interesting because I have one of my neighbors writes short stories under a pen name, and I know his real name. I don't know his pen name, so I couldn't tell you, but he writes on Substack. He's probably not Mormon, but he said that when you're reading fiction, you can always tell the religion of the author.
Yeah.
Because if they're trying to be Brandon Sanderson, they're Mormon.
Yeah.
Or
even who wrote Ender's Game?
Orson Scott Card.
Also Mormon.
Yeah. So it's like, say what you want. The Mormons do like some pretty excellent stuff.
Well, to be fair, like science fiction is part of their religion.
Think about
it. I'm right.
I'm going to be offensive here. So the reason why the Mormons are so good at this stuff is because they can kind of embrace the prosperity gospel, because they don't even have to pretend to follow Jesus. So anyway, so yeah, clip that and post it. Anyway.
Well, no, but they have like a whole extraterrestrial aspect to their religion.
Oh yeah, that too. They're like,
that's what I mean.
Christian flavored Scientology. But sorry. Anyway, that was all offensive. It's 10:30. So anyway.
Listen, it's Crash Canon. Only a few people are going to see this anyway. No. I was like, yeah, you're kind of right.
I hope so. But all right. Well, cool. Well, do you have any other questions?
Let me think. I don't think we covered when the conference is, although it's on your website.
It's going to be, so CatholicCreatorConference.com. It's going to be May 28th through the 31st. So it's the last weekend in May. It's going to be early bird pricing ends after Christmas. So, figure out when that actually is. And it's going to be a good time. And I did say that there was going to be a treat.
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
For any of those who stuck around to the end. So what should the treat be? Because I thought I was going to be able to come up with it in the middle of the episode, and I did it. What should the treat be?
If you use keyword Crash Canon, get like 1 cent off.
No, yeah, just do that, and then I will put you to the top of the list of the volunteers.
Hold up, I'm doing that right now, Kyle. And I'm just kidding.
Later on, there will be discount. So after the early bird ends, Those usually aren't the words that go together. I don't know the words that usually go together.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
On that note, guys, Kyle's going to turn into a pumpkin because he's Cinderella and it's almost midnight for him. Not really, but it's 10:30, which is
it's almost 10:30. Yeah. So anyway, I guess I'll sign off with saying, like, if you want to come, just apply at CatholicCreatorConference.com. You know, we don't have like a minimum subscriber count. Just if you've published your first piece of content prior to November 1st of this year, 2025, then you are qualified. You know, we're not looking for like crazy excellence. We're just looking for people who are willing to put in the work. You know, the last thing we want is that for this thing to turn into a petting zoo. So that's why we have a application.
If you got 10 subscribers and 3 videos and they're not bad, message Kyle.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you're uploading to like, you know, Oscar Foxtrot, like, I'm calling the police.
Probably shouldn't come to the Catholic Church.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, even if you're doing like plumbing instructional videos, like, I don't care what it is. Like, we're not. What
if somebody only posts behind a paywall, like Patreon or locals?
I'm not commenting on that.
That won't count. Okay, all right.
I'm not commenting on that. No, I didn't say that didn't count. I said I'm not commenting on that.
Understand. All right. On that note, guys, I'm gonna let Kyle turn into the pumpkin that he is, and my daughter is obsessed with Cinderella, so I say that a lot, turning into a pumpkin at midnight. Yep. But anyway, on that note, thanks for coming on, Kyle. Ipsum Audite, and I'll probably have you on again soon. I'm sure it'll happen. But
all right, well, sounds good. Thanks for having me on, Chris.
Yep, we're gonna end this right here. If I can figure out, there it is.